Good afternoon and good evening to everyone in Viewerland. Welcome to the Hump Day edition of The Rundown. I will be your host today. My name is Craig DeLuz, and I'm coming at you from the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
No, I like to come in, sit down, enjoy a few, take my shoes off, come to you live from the East Coast, the coast with the most. My name is Mike Poworski, and I will be your co-host for today's program. Thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure to have you today, sir.
Always a pleasure to be had.
Hump Day especially. So now,
Is it Hump Day? I don't think today's Hump Day, Craig.
oh, that was yesterday. Oh,
Yeah,
snap. It is Thirsty Thursday.
just
I
saying,
said Hump
just
Day
saying.
edition. Well, hey, oh well. Never let it
We
be
got
said.
some-
I guess that would make me a band behind the times, wouldn't it?
That's all right. That's all right. We have some bonus Hump Day footage.
We do have bonus Hump Day. So we've been trying to do you guys know where we get the Hump Day thing from. You know, the Geico commercial, and every single time we try to run that, we always get flagged by either YouTube or Facebook for, copyright infringement. But I found a remix, and I know it's not Hump Day, but since I downloaded it and since it's ready to go, I wanted to play it. Can I have your permission, Mike? Even
And
though
since
it's a
you
day
thought
late.
it was since you thought it was Hump Day, let's go ahead and do it.
All right, we'll go ahead and do it. Here we go.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
It's hump day.
Hump day!
It's hump day.
Hump day!
Yep, Mike, that was fun. Fun stuff. So we'll see. If it gets flagged, then we won't be playing it again. But I'm hoping that it will become a regular for Hump Day.
Never gets old, right? I think we could confuse them by playing it on Thursday. We should be all right.
We could do that. We could try that. We could try that one. But hey, it is actually Thirsty Thursday. And
Yes, how about
because
that?
it is Thirsty Thursday, I have come prepared. I don't have the collection that you have, but I've decided to pull from the wall my go-to favorite here,
Oh, the benchmark. Yeah.
the benchmark.
Very nice, very nice. I'm just having some frosty mug root beer. That's all I'm having.
Frosty mug root beer. There you go.
Yep.
Well, more power to you, sir. More power to you. Nothing like enjoying Thirsty Thursday with some non-alcoholic root beer.
Exactly right. That's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, wow. Well, hey, let's go ahead and why don't we go ahead and start by, getting into today's news. What do you think?
Let's get into it. Should we? First off, I think what we need to do is give the up to the moment 5:12 p.m. on the East Coast. Nothing new on the Rittenhouse trial. Well, nothing new as far as the trial itself. Jurors have not come back with anything else. Have not asked for anything else today. We did get a MSNBC news reporter cited by the police and MSNBC thrown out of the courtroom because evidently he was stalking the bus with the jurors on it, trying to get photos of them. So,
Oh, yeah. No jury intimidation there.
no, that's a felony in most states. So we'll see what the Kenosha police does. Yeah.
It will be very, very interesting to see if they wind up doing any. I mean, once again, he got cited for a traffic violation.
Yeah.
But really, what it comes down to is this is a perfect example of textbook jury intimidation.
Yeah.
And we don't know. They said, well, he wasn't taking any photos or recording anything. Yeah, according to him.
Yeah.
You don't know what
Sure
he was
wasn't.
doing while he was following him. My guess is he was trying to kind of get pictures of them or find out who they were, where they lived, once again,
Yeah.
so that they could intimidate him.
Exactly right. So now they've been in there 3 days. Now they got to think about people stalking them and trying to catch them as well, because they're not banned from watching the news, so they could be very well seeing this going on. They're not sequestered, so
Yeah.
this is it. This is looking more and more like that old hung jury, right? You got one or two that don't want to cave, and you got everybody else saying, "Oh, we're not doing it either." So,
Well,
there you
keep
go.
in mind, he has four requests. I don't know what you call them. I forget what you call them, but for
Motions on
mistrial.
the floor. Yeah.
And at least two of them that we know of are very, very strong, very, very strong cases.
Yeah.
One was the one where basically they tried to impugn his ability to be able to remain silent.
Yes.
Right? They tried to say that was an indication of guilt. So there was
Right.
that. And then there's the issue of the providing the or withholding of evidence from the defense, which once again is definitely grounds for a mistrial. So I think the judge in this particular case wants to let the jury decide. And obviously, if he's acquitted, then there's really no need to consider the mistrial. But I think he also is kind of hesitant to take it out of the hands of the jury.
Yes. So, but normally these motions would be ruled off already by now. So,
Right.
I don't know. We'll see.
If they were meritless, they would have been ruled on by now, just so
Right.
you know. And
Correct,
the ruling would
correct.
have been no.
And again, up to the minute, nothing going on. All right. So
Nothing going on. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's get into today's news. Okay, so for those of you who have not had a chance to actually get some of the details of the Build Back Better program, Biden's, the big spending bill, let me clarify, the bigger spending bill that Biden is proposing. Well, in there is this, buried deep within there is this one little provision that undoes something that Donald Trump did. So when Donald Trump passed his tax reform, he basically made it so that over a certain dollar amount. So I believe it was if your home is worth over $1 million, right? I think it's like if your home is worth over $1 million, then you would not be able to deduct the property tax above that amount, above whatever that amount is. Same thing with income tax. If you earned over a certain amount, I don't remember exactly what that amount was, but if you earned over that amount, whatever state taxes or local taxes you paid on that, you would not be able to deduct. Well, what that basically meant was that if you are a high income earner or if you are wealthy and you are in a high tax state, you're going to wind up, you basically would not be able to deduct those additional taxes. I mean, think about it. Why should the rest of the country subsidize you choosing to live in a high tax state? You should if you don't like being high tax, you should hold those politicians accountable. Well, Biden, in his Build Back Better, is building back better billionaires in places like California and New York, high tax states. He wants to rescind that. He wants to make it so that millionaires and billionaires and high income earners, in blue states and high tax states, will be able to deduct the high taxes that they pay. Now, maybe it's just me, but doesn't this sound like a tax cut for the rich?
Because it's a tax cut for the rich. That's why it sounds like a tax cut for the rich. What President Trump did was exactly what he said he was going to do. By the way, he made the rich pay more. The rich pay more. Now, it wasn't ridiculous amounts. It was not, 70, 80, 90% like we've seen some politicians proposed. But the rich had a little more, so the rich got taxed a little bit more. What President Biden has done is, remember, his plan was no one that makes over $400,000 a year will see a tax increase. And then they changed that to $200,000. And he said, oh, I meant 200,000 plus 200,000. That's what I meant when I said 400,000. So he's lied to you. Your inflation is up. Everything's going ridiculous. And now here's a tax cut for his buddies, for his people that pad his pockets, for those that pay for his super PACs, just like that. Here's a tax cut for the super rich.
Well, and here's the thing, and folks, if you don't understand this, it is very important to understand. Inflation is a tax increase. When government policy, when government institutes policy, and it results in inflation, and there's no doubt that the inflation we're dealing with is created by Joe Biden's policies. There's no doubt. If you lose, for example, 6%, like last month, if your spending goes down by 6%, here's what that means. If you have $100,000 in your IRA, in your retirement account, it is now worth $95,000, right? That's how much buying power you have lost. And by the way, when they talk about inflation will level out, that doesn't mean the prices are going to go back down. It simply means that they won't go back up. What we're
They find a new
seeing
normal,
month over month is prices going up. So yes, there is a tax increase. There is a tax increase on everybody, just in terms of our cost of living. And now you have him once again wanting to pass a tax break, not just for the rich, but for the blue state rich.
There you go. There you go. The dollar pizza slice industry in New York is now charging $1.50 a slice.
Yep.
There's your inflation.
Oh,
There's your
dude,
inflation.
I will tell you, I remember when a value meal, right? Not a value meal. I remember when you could go and get a value meal and you'd spend, I still remember when it was like $4 or $5, right?
Right.
Now, $8, $9 is a value meal. And fast food. And here's the worst part is it ain't even fast. It ain't fast and it ain't a value. Sounds like
well, the
robbery.
good part I understand though is now I can deal with robots instead of young people in their 20s and 30s who decide they want $15 an hour for their burger flipping skills.
or no, the worst is the guy at the drive-thru.
Yeah. No, and then.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, no, and that's the other thing is them pushing up all of these wages. I mean, here's the deal, folks. What's winding up happening is you're already looking at automation. And that's another thing that they're finding is manufacturers in particular, the amount of automation and robots they're purchasing has actually gone up 20 to 30% year over year.
Yes.
They're replacing folks who don't want to work or folks who are demanding more money. They're replacing them with robots because that's how they can afford to do their business. And folks, here's the thing you better understand about these robots. These are not just dumb machines. These are machines that are learning when they make mistakes so that they get better. This is, Terminator and what was it? Sky, what was it called?
It was double Odegato, Mr. Roboto.
Double Odegato.
Skynet.
That was it.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for. Dude, this is Skynet. It's happening, bruh. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Starting at the burger level.
Starting at the burger level. Exactly. So
anyway, I did just get a note, Craig, from one of the listeners, one of the viewers.
Yeah.
Don't ever do that into the microphone again. He just
Really?
drove off the road. You just forced him off the road.
I forced him off the road.
When you did your loud thing into the microphone.
Oops. My bad.
No, it was effective. He was just driving. And not ready
well,
for it.
Look, don't drink and drive. Don't listen to the rundown and drive.
There you go. Don't listen to that. Hold on. Before we get to the next topic, Craig.
Yeah.
Nothing new from the Rittenhouse trial. All right, continue.
Okay, that is good to know. That is always good to know. All right. So Jen Psaki, on to our next topic. Now, we all know, first of all, let's be clear. Nobody has liked Harris, Vice President Harris. They didn't like her before. They don't like her now. I mean, think about it. When she got out of the race, I think she was polling at like 2% when she got out of the presidential race. Now her negatives are at 51%. And what's interesting is Jen Psaki, who is the spokesperson for the president, basically is saying that the reason why she is receiving so much criticism is because, you want to guess why, Mikey?
I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about Jen Psaki.
All right. Because she's a woman.
Oh, is that it?
That's why.
I didn't know we were allowed to do that. Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, the fact that she, let's see, has done absolutely, she's been put in charge of like 2 or 3 different things and has never really done any of it.
Well,
the
that's
fact
true,
that
but
she
that
has
doesn't mean that's
mocked
all
the
women.
pain
Yeah.
and everything that everyone has been going through. I mean, she is an embarrassment as a vice president. Her job approval has something to do with her job. And the fact that she's no good at it probably has something to do with why she's so unpopular.
Right. Yeah. Let's just be clear. I mean, this is not a woman thing. This has nothing to do with this woman that can't do her job. It's just this person can't do her job. So it doesn't matter if she's a woman. She's a horrible failure at her job. That's why her ratings are so low, because she goes to the likes of France and talks down to them, because she has that, no, I told you, this is my turn now, my turn. She has that condescending attitude. That's what everybody hates about her, that she's slept her way to the top. I don't think there's any dispute there, right? Before, the many ways she got to her previous positions, and she's a moron and she's condescending. I think that's why most people don't like her.
I will say this, and this is me attempting to be fair. I believe that she may have slept her way off of the bottom, but the other ones, I guess you could say she earned her other offices by screwing over the voters.
True.
But in all fairness, she got her first job and maybe a couple of jobs after that. But because of the support of Willie Brown. After that, I believe she won being Attorney General because the voters of California, many of them unfortunately are not particularly bright. She won being a senator for the very same reason, and she won being vice president of the United States. Because the voters of the United States of America are not particularly bright, in particular in certain blue states. And then again, she will probably, if she does become president, it will be because she has a president that is not particularly bright.
Exactly. Oh, by the way, there's my screensaver on my phone.
Oh my. I got nothing for you, bruh. I got nothing for you. I have absolutely nothing for you.
You don't, but
I am so ashamed of you.
Jen might. She's bad. She needs discipline.
Okay. By the way, folks, if you're watching, now here's the deal. If you're watching us on 2A News, if you're watching us on California Republican Assembly or on Arms Room Radio or any of our other channels, if you want us to respond to your comments, which, we do off and on, we do kind of pay attention to them. If you want us to respond to your comments, we can't monitor every channel. So go to therundown.us. That'll take you to our YouTube channel. Or you can go follow us on Facebook. Just go to 2A News Rundown and you can follow us there. But either way, if you want to comment and have us respond to it on the program, please make sure you go there. That way we catch it. Otherwise, there's just too many channels for us to monitor.
And let's be clear on this. We monitor those on Friday. If we happen to see one Monday through Thursday, it's kind of a fluke. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
We're not expecting the Fridays are still the day we focus on feedback.
Yes.
The rest of the week, it's we're still trying to make sure that we know how to turn the lights on in the room. So
exactamundo. Okay, moving on to our next news
Hold
topic.
On, Greg, before you get to the next one, we have the Rittenhouse update.
Oh, we have a Rittenhouse update. What's up with the Rittenhouse?
They've gone to deliberations have ended for the day. So day 3 of deliberations has ended.
Here's the thing. So I heard someone make the commentary. They basically said they believe that they're just doing their due diligence because so far there's been no response or no notes from the jury saying that they're deadlocked. So
no.
Hopefully that means they're just doing their due diligence.
Yeah, we hope, right? We hope.
We hope. In the end, that's what we want. We want them to do their due diligence.
Yep.
I honestly don't know how it's not obvious that he's innocent of most, if not all, the charges.
You get a pair of anti-gunners on there, and it's done.
Yeah,
they will not admit to it being the gun's fault. It's that person's fault, and that's what they're going to go after. That he has no right of self-defense. You can't go around shooting people willy-nilly just because they try and beam you with a skateboard in the head.
Well, you know what Tucker Carlson did?
Just because somebody else puts a gun in your head doesn't mean you get to shoot them.
Well, you know what? Tucker Carlson actually showed a couple of videos of people who, unarmed, attempted to defend their property. Yeah. And it was pretty gruesome what wound up happening to them. So for people who say, well, hey, perhaps he should have just, sometimes you get a beating. Well, sometimes those beatings are pretty darn gruesome. Once again, these are people just looking to defend their property, just looking to defend property. That's all.
There you go.
Anyway. Okay. Next item on the agenda is support for gun control. Now, here's the interesting thing about support for gun control. Recent poll was done, And in this poll, in this study, what they have found is that as violent crime has gone up, support for gun control has gone down. Now, that might also have to do with the fact that we've hit record numbers in terms of individuals purchasing firearms, especially amongst new firearm owners. But yeah, support for gun control, out the window. No more people where people are saying, oh, well, the growth, there's an increase in support for gun control. No, in fact, there is not.
Yeah, I'm a new firearm owner this week. I'm a new firearm
Well,
owner.
not brand new firearm, but
I
never
bought
owned
a brand
gun
new
before.
firearm. I bought a brand new firearm. What are you talking about?
No, I mean never owned a gun before.
I never owned that gun before. It's a brand
A
new
gun, any gun.
You got to be more specific with these things. Yes, agreed. Support for gun control is dwindling because there's less people out there that are anti-gun. You've got more people that are buying guns. Now, you do have those people that live on one side and not on the other, that they own guns. But if Joe and his boys came to the door and knocked on the door and said, "Give us your guns back," they'd give them up. Now, that's not us. Those are gun owners. That does not make them, gun rights advocates. That does not make them Second Amendment supporters. So we need to continue to be aware of them, even though the support for gun control may be swaying a little. We need to stay on the offensive for gun rights and Second Amendment rights.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. Just because people aren't interested in passing gun control does not necessarily mean that they are for more gun rights. And it's important for us to educate people on that, to help them to know and understand that, look, you got to spend a little bit more time understanding what it is to be pro-gun. And we really, being pro-gun is really just about being pro-rights. It's about treating the Second Amendment the same way we would treat the right to freedom of speech, the right to freedom of religion, the same way we would treat it, the right to due process. All of those things are fundamental rights, and they ought not be treated shabbily. If there's going to be restrictions, they ought to be well-founded. They ought to be as minimal as possible. I mean, you've got instances where, in some rights, the government is supposed to use the least intrusive method if there is, in fact, a reason or a justification. But with the Second Amendment, it doesn't matter. They don't care. They can use any method they want as long as they can justify it. Right? And that's called, that's what's so crazy about how the Second Amendment is treated. Like I said, it's kind of like the redheaded stepchild of civil rights.
Yeah, exactly right. You're exactly right.
Yes. So anyway, folks, so keep talking to your folks out there. Evidently, the conversations that you folks are having with folks out there is working. That's a good thing. Keep having those conversations. Keep inviting folks to the range to go shooting and talking to them about fundamental rights. And maybe we can start to actually get them to support actually protecting and expanding our rights as opposed to restricting them. Just an idea.
Do it. Keep talking to them, folks. Senators, representatives, your governors, your local politicians. It's very important to talk to them as well. But talk to them all. Let them know your feelings.
Right. Okay, we're going to move right along to the next item, and that would be Representative Gaetz. And since he's from Florida, I will let you take this one, Mikey.
Yes, and I have another update from the Rittenhouse trial, Craig.
Why don't you go ahead and give that one to us first? Sorry, I'm like going back and forth. I'm trying to do this without looking. Not being very successful.
They are still done with deliberations for the day. So that's the update. Still done with deliberations for the day.
Okay, now you're just wasting my time.
So Matt Gaetz. Everybody knows Matt Gaetz. He is, congressman from state of Florida, second term. He's the one that had a little bit of issues there. That
is he related? Is he related to Leo Gaetz?
Hey, what Leo wants, Leo gets. Hey, you get it?
They F you at the drive-through.
So I'm going to stop. Because otherwise we'll just be rolling movie quotes all day long. Matt Gaetz, he had some charges laid against him by the Democrats. They seem to have dissipated and gone away. It's going to take a little while, I'm sure, for Matt Gaetz to to get back on top where he was. But anyway, when it comes to the Rittenhouse trial, he said, "Listen, it's clearly it's clearly an open and shut case. This is self-defense, and in fact, when he gets off of these charges, when the case is either dismissed or found not guilty, that he would be open to hiring Kyle Rittenhouse to work in his office as a U.S. congressman." So that's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool.
It is cool, but part of it. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm sure that there are several members who would be interested in hiring him. My thing is Leo Getz is also very much interested in getting in the news. I hate to say it, but he's a what's the word I'm looking for?
Congressman.
Publicity. Yeah, there you go. He's a congressman.
He's a politician.
I just think that it's a publicity stunt. I think he would be probably well served, but look, let the kid go to college. Let him get some experience under his belt, or not college. Let him go to college. Let him get some experience under his belt. Yeah, he can intern in your office, but ultimately, because I don't know, I'm not particularly impressed with it. But I do think this would be a good kid. I think he's in the end, he's going to turn out to be a good kid.
I'm just a little concerned that Matt Getz is bringing in Kyle Rittenhouse.
A minor? He's not a minor anymore.
Because he's 18, yeah.
Yeah, he's not a minor anymore, which means he probably doesn't have much interest. He's neither a minor nor is he a female, so.
That's it. Well,
how bad could the press be, right?
What's the old saying? As long as they don't find me with a live girl or a dead boy, or dead girl or a live
boy or
like
a dead girl is
it's old. All right, I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. Let's move right along here. Let's get away from
this joke is just going all bad.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk NBA and let's talk Eric Cantor. Now, you may not know that Eric Cantor. No, I think we did talk about this on the program. Eric Cantor, who plays for the Boston Celtics, he came out a while ago and was very critical of China and their position on, I believe it was Tibet. And he pretty much got, in essence, China said no more Chinese television for the Boston Celtics. So they basically said, yeah, no, we're not going to air any more of your games. And the NBA has come out and they basically have censured Eric Cantor, and so have the Boston Celtics, because of his statements, which basically are, China is wrong in terms of what they're doing to Tibet. Now they're saying, well, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that, and yada yada. Well, we know why the NBA is doing it, because the NBA wants that Chinese money, because, well, they're worth more there than they are here in terms of their media market. But I find it interesting that here it is, you have the woke NBA, right? Talking about human rights here in the United States, how bad the United States is, yet we see clear violations of human rights, whether it's slavery, and yes, there is slavery going on right now in China, or it's, the fact that, I don't know, they're raping people, they're raping political dissidents or religious dissidents. Let's ignore all that. Well, because, we have systemic racism here in the United States.
I'm not sure I understand this. You've got, they want to stay in place and on the air in China, where you have the people that, sew the jerseys and make the shoes for like 10 cents a day. And then what are they going to do? Buy them back for a chicken or something like that, so they can wear the jersey that they just made during the day. I don't get it. What's the market in China? I mean, even if they're playing all of the commercials on TV, nobody's buying any of our American products over there in China, unless it's the knockoff McDonald's or something like that, the McDonald's.
Well, keep in mind, see, you're looking at, even if as a percentage, their market there is smaller than it is here in the United States, in sheer numbers, it is worth more.
Well, sure, I get that. There's more people watching.
Right.
But when all of those people make a nickel a day, what difference does it make if they're watching or not?
Well, no, because even though there's a small percentage of people who have enough money to buy the product, it's still a lot of people.
But you get
And
what I'm saying.
especially when here in the
They're
United
not
States,
Americans.
we're not going to
They're
hold
not-
them accountable. Who are they turning off in the United States?
but-
Nobody in the woke left cares about what's going on in China. They don't
Right,
care
but I'm-
about the slavery in China. They don't care about the repression of religious minorities. They don't care. So they don't lose anything here in the United States.
Well, listen, let me see if you can track with me here.
Yeah.
They have American fans. We have American basketball fans who want to buy a jersey, and they'll pay
Right.
$100 for the jersey because the jersey was made in China and it cost a nickel to make the jersey in China.
Right.
So what's the purpose of having the Chinese fans if they made the jersey for a nickel and they could buy it back for a dime later in the day? Where's the benefit for the NBA?
They're still making money. They're because they're selling more in bulk. They may be selling them at a cheaper price, but they're selling them, but they're selling them in bulk.
This sounds like some Wuhan nonsense going on over there.
It is. It's that Wu-Tang stuff, man.
This is the
It's
no.
that
If you want to
Wu-Tang,
go
the
Wu-Tang,
Rizzle, the Shizzle,
I'm
for sure.
I'm Wu-Tang. I'm the Greasy Choir Boy. That's my Wu-Tang name.
The Greasy Choir Boy.
I am the Greasy Choir Boy. Wu-Tang Greasy Choir Boy.
Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Greasy Choir Boy. That's my man Mike right there.
That's my Wu-Tang.
Okay, well, hey, we're a little over,
Wu-Tang
so we're
Blood.
gonna go ahead and get to now. We've actually got two. Parting shots for today. The first one is going to be a little more serious. We'll share it with you. The first one, now there was an incident that occurred. It was a school shooting that occurred. I believe it was in where was do you remember where the school shooting was?
At a school.
It was at a school. In what state?
No, I don't know that.
Okay. I believe it was either in Tennessee or in Georgia. It was somewhere down south. Well, in
I
this
was
school,
told there wasn't going to be a quiz today. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Well, there was a school shooting where an individual basically took a firearm into a school and shot. 3 people got shot and a 4th person actually got injured in the melee.
Yes.
And then you have the Rittenhouse trial.
Yes.
Well, interesting thing, when you look at the difference in the two, so 2-tier justice system, you have one who basically was operating in self-defense, who basically turned himself in. He's out on I don't know if he's out, but he got $2 million bail. The individual who was involved in the school shooting, absolutely positively not an incident of self-defense. Well, he got a $75,000 bail. Now, mind you, if you go for a bond, that's basically $7,500 is what it cost him to be able to get out of jail, as opposed to $200,000 if you got a bond for Kyle Rittenhouse. That just goes to show you. And by the way, even though it was attempted murder, he shot people with a firearm. Mr. Timothy Simpkins actually was only charged with aggravated assault.
Craig, I do not know Mr. Simpkins' story. Obviously, I did not know where the shooting occurred. On face value, that clearly looks, prejudicial, leaning one way. I myself now will try and find some facts. But if it's as even as cut and clear as that, well, that's a miscarriage of justice, is what that is.
I would tend to agree with you. But then I also, because you also know that we try to do parting shot. We really kind of want it to be kind of fun. So, Mike actually found this one, so I'm going to go ahead and let him introduce it.
Let's go back to the last one real quick. If you want it to be fun, hold on. I'll give you the fun on that last one. Not sure where these guys are from, but evidently they do use the same barber. So
I don't know. One looks like Sideshow Bob. The other one, I'm trying to think of what hairstyle I would give
the
him.
barber they both use is none. Just
None.
So that's
They both could probably use a haircut.
Yeah.
Hippie
Damn
boys.
Damn hippies.
Long-haired hippie boys.
All right. We went the whole show and we did not mention Captain Florida, Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida once. So we talked a couple weeks ago about President put down some mandates. Governor DeSantis said, that's not true. That's not good. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to Florida and make laws that say your executive actions against mandates and certain businesses and exemptions, they're all illegal. So they passed a series of 4 laws today in the Florida Senate and House this week. And the governor decided he was going to have a ceremony to sign these bills into law. And let's take a look at this.
Bam.
There's the town of Brandon, Florida, down over south of Tampa area. It's the name Brandon. It's Brandon, Florida. So where did the governor go? He went that 6-hour trip.
He said,
down
let's go to Brandon.
Florida. Let's go to Brandon. I have to tell you this, and if I didn't give time to pull the news footage today, but while he's up on stage and he's signing these bills, the crowd clearly breaks out into a chant of "Let's go, Brandon." So it was wonderfully done and great planning, strategic planning to sign the anti-Biden bills in Brandon, Florida. Let's go, Brandon.
That is highly impressive. Congratulations to Captain Florida. But it must be great living in free America.
We got our pockets of nonsense too. I don't want you to think it's all, free guns and apple pies and baseball games.
It's better than having pockets of common sense.
True. Yeah, you got little pockets of common sense. We got pockets of liberalism, ridiculousness, so yeah.
Yes, little pockets. Yeah. All right, we're running short on time. Shout out to the sponsors.
Our good friends at Guerrilla Machining, Grid Defense, and the California Republican Assembly, the Republican Party wing of the Republican Party. Wait, did I get that right?
Yeah, well, it's the Republican wing of the Republican Party. Check them out, folks. Got a new website design. Got a lot of really cool news about what's going on in California. Some of the craziness and some of the cool stuff, but also an opportunity for you to become a member of the largest and fastest growing conservative organization in the state of California. Fun fact, there are more Republicans in the state of California than any other country in these United States. Now, the problem is there's twice as many Democrats. But hey, help us correct that.
There you go. And listen, if you're not busy, as soon as we sign up here, reach up there and turn the channel over to the Daily Bullet, and I'll see you in 15 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, check him out on the Daily Bullet over there. You'll find it at the Second Amendment Foundation. Mike is usually there on. He's there on Thursdays. I'm there on Tuesdays. We're having as much fun, almost as much fun, as we do here on the Rundown.
Almost.
It's
pretty close. It's pretty close second.
Pretty close second. All right. Holla at you later.